Okay, so the next thing we're doing is finding the nth term of a sequence. Okay, so you'll be given a set of numbers. So for the first one we've got 5, then 7, then 9, then 11. We need to work out what rule do we need to be able to get those numbers when we put n is 1, n is 2, n is 3, n is 4. Okay, so the first thing we do is actually see what we're having to add to get to the next one. So essentially you're finding the term to term rule, which is what we've done before. Okay, so if we look at the 5 to 7, we're adding 2, and again 7 to 9, adding 2, and again add 2 to get from 9 to 11. Now that number there we're going to put in front of the n. Okay, so we've seen the nth term before, we've gone from the nth term into the sequence, we're now just doing the reversed, okay? So whatever we add on or take away here, that is the number that goes in front of the n. Okay, I'll do the next bit in a different colour so we can see where each bit's come from. Now, there is going to be generally a number on the end. Now, the way to work that is, these are when n is 1, n is 2, n is 3, n is 4. What we need to find is the 0 term, okay? So it would be the number that would appear before the first one, okay? And now all you do is the reverse of what's currently happening. So to get from 5 to 7, we've been adding 2. So to get back to the 0 term, we've got to do the opposite, and we're going to take away 2. So 5 take away 2 would give us positive 3. So that would be what we have here, plus 3. And that's the nth term. Okay, we're going to do another one and you'll see where sometimes you're going to get a negative there rather than a positive. Okay, so the next sequence we've got 1, 4, 7, 10. So again, we see what we need to add or take away to get to the next one. So to get from 1 to 4, we need to add 3. Again, add 3 to get from 4 to 7. And 7 to 10. So that's the number that goes in front of the n. Okay, so this is our n equals 1, n equals 2, n equals 3, n equals 4. We need to find that n equals 0, so it's the previous one. Again, we do the opposite of what we have been doing, so we have been adding 3. So we're going to be taking away 3 instead. 1 subtract 3 is going to be negative 2. So because it's negative there, it's going to be negative here. Okay, so whatever sign you have, obviously when it's a positive number, we don't put the add sign because we're lazy. But if you have just the number, then it'll be an add. If it's negative something, then you'd have a negative sign there. Okay, and the next one. So we've got these numbers 15, 11, 7, 3. So we're going to see what we do to get to the next one. Now if you notice, this sequence is going down instead of up, like what these A and B were doing. So to get from 15 to 11, we're going to have to subtract 4. And again, subtract 4 to get from 11 to 7. And again for the next one. So it's going to be negative 4n. Okay, so because we're going down and there's a negative sign here, that still ends up being in front of the n. Okay, and then we need to find the one before it. So the one before that, you'd have to add 4 onto the 15. 4 add 15 would give us 19, which is positive. So it would be plus 19 there. Okay, we are going to do a couple more on the other side. I'm going to make them a little bit harder. Okay. So. Okay, 2 more, exactly the same method though, no different, it's just the numbers are a little bit meaner because we've got some decimals and more negatives. So again, first thing we do is see what we need to add on to get to the next one. So to get from 5 to 5.5, we'd have to add on 0.5. Okay, you can say a half if you wanted. Again, add 0.5. And again here, add 0.5. So it's going to be 0.5n. Okay, you can have decimals there. Then we need to find the number that would appear before the 5. So that means we'd have to do the opposite of add in 0.5. We're going to have to take away 0.5. So 5 subtract 0.5 would be 4.5. So because it's positive, it's going to be plus 4.5. Okay, and the last one. The reason why we're doing this is because of negatives, and I know a lot of people aren't a fan of them, even though the more practice you do, the better you will get. So again, we need to see what we're going up or down with. So we're going from -10 to -6. You've got to think about a number line. -10 is further away from 0 than -6. So actually we're going up. Okay, so we're adding on 4 each time. And again, -6 is further away to 0 than -2. So that means we will be adding 4 again and adding 4 again to get from -2 to 2. So it's going to be 4n. Then we need to find the one before it. So at the moment we've been adding 4. We've got to do the reverse and subtract 4. So if we're taking away 4 from -10, we're getting further away from 0. So it's going to be -14. Because it's negative, you're going to have a negative sign there. And then 14. Okay, so just be really careful with those negative ones, because they're the biggest mistake that people make, when actually it's quite a simple method once you learn it.